Very good evening, students. We, on behalf of Student Skills Enrichment Board, welcome you in this again a very interesting session, which is curated around developing the issues which you might come across while you're practical training when you are dealing with Excel files. So I welcome you all on behalf of Student Skills Enrichment Board in this interesting session today's evening. So today the theme is very interesting. It is the Excel ground, and we are going to discuss about the challenges wherein you are expected to hit sixes like you might be doing while playing a cricket. So we have our faculty for today, our CA U Saran sir, and he's been there in the earlier Excel session also, which you all have enjoyed a lot. So, Saran sir is with us from associated with Student Skills Enrichment Board from last few years, and he has been contributing in so many ways in curating all these interesting sessions. So, I welcome you, Saran sir. And for those who are attending this session for the first time, let me just give a brief introduction about our speaker for the day. So Mr. U. Saran, he is qualified chartered accountant and he qualified in the year 2010 and completed his diploma in information system audits from ICI. And he is also a certificate holder in forensic accounting and fraud detection and course on concurrent audit from ICI. And he has worked with top corporates, including Microsoft, Credit Suisse Bank, for more than 3 years, and presently is rendering his management consultancy services in the field of automation, data analytics, dashboards, process audits, process documentation, and many other areas for many listed as well as unlisted companies. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us in this session. And students, before we take this session ahead, let me just give you some brief background about various activities which the Student Skills Enrichment Board is conducting. Of course, you might be coming across the announcements which we are posting in the newsletter as well as on the website of ICI, wherein we used to inform you about the conferences which are lined up in the month of August as well as in the upcoming months. Then we are also having various national talent contests. Presently, our national talent contest on elocution and debate, on debate and quizzes going on, and you may contact your branches in order to participate at the branch level. The last date is 10th August, and it started from 1st August. So in case if the competition is still to be organized by your branch, then please do participate at least at the branch level without thinking what is the outcome of your participation, because these are also the ways by which we intend you to develop your skill sets, especially as far as the public speaking is concerned. And also you will while preparing for such kind of contests, definitely you will also read out many publications, you will go on various websites, and that will also add a lot of value to your knowledge base. So that is my humble appeal to you to please get connected on our website to know about the latest updates. Another thing, dear students, I would like to appeal to all of you that for your OC, MCS, IT and advanced IT training, just don't wait till last moment. What we usually see that you are coming at the last moment, and then there are issues like availability of the batches. So we request you to utilize the time, especially after the exams, and do your training, and so that your eligibility to exam will not get hampered. So thank you for the time. Thank you, Saran sir. Now we would all like to enjoy this session, the Excel ground, which you have prepared for all of us today. Let's play it. Let's learn from the today's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Alok sir. In fact, I appreciate the great initiatives of SSCB. In fact, I know the very dynamic chairman Mangesh sir and vice chairman Sridhar sir is there under their guidance. I'm sure under your guidance, the team is really working hard. We can see the same at sitting at Hyderabad branch as a secretary, many initiatives, and thank you so much for that for the students. Without taking much time, let me go into the session. Uh, if you can look into the title of today's session, keep it very interesting, and not only just for the title's sake. You will certainly see what are the small challenges we find it when we deal with the data in Microsoft Excel, but without playing a defense, how we can hit the six. That's what my intention is. Let's hit sixer, the 10 tough balls in the Excel ground. In fact, though I'm not a uh, cricketer, not having great knowledge, but I generally understand these all are the 10 tough balls we find it: hacker, bouncer, in swinger, out swinger, dusra, leg cutter, googly, slower ball, flipper, and reverse swing. For each one of the ball, I kept one case study. Okay, then we'll see how we are going to deal with the case study. First is first. In fact, my sessions will not have much of the PPTs. I directly jump into the sessions. Let's look into the first tough ball. When you have the data like this is a very simple data. You have the company column, area column, date column, and sales column. There are four columns. First two columns data type is a text. Third column data type is a date, and the last column data type is a number. When I am trying to get the grand total, immediately we can put sum function. Sum is one of the very simple function. We can do it. There are many ways you can write a sum function. You can select the entire D column. Still, you will get the same answer. Otherwise, I can just put sum D4 colon D last cell D502. A range I can take it. Still, you will get the same answer. Let me put the comma format with the 0 decimal, right? There is one more way. Still, you will get the same answer. Let me select this data. I can give a defined name here. This we call it as a name box. Let me select here. Let me give the name as a sales. So that for the range, this is a sales. I can go to the sum function. I can just give the sales. In all these three ways, if I want to have the same format, what I can do, I can just go to the format painter and I can just click here. Otherwise, let me do Control Z. I can copy this. You can go to paste special. You can just go to the format. Paste special can be done either by right clicking, or you can go to the home tab and paste special. So 265, 593 is the total, right? Do you all agree? Of course, because I have taken the proper range. I've even taken the sales, a proper range for this. I have even taken the entire column. So all has given me the same answers. So let me consider this is correct. But if you think this is a very easy ball, I'm certainly sure you will be out because it is an hacker, one of the most dangerous. So let me put this in the context of forensic audits. When you want to do serious forensic audit for any data, I find it more situations, in those situations where data quality must be one of the very important factor. The client might have given you the data like this by giving the formula. Now you as an auditor may be just trying to look into the formula, thinking everything is fine, considering this as a final answer, taking this answer, keeping into some other formula as an input, taking that result, keeping into some other formula as an input, and so on. That's what we do. But I have a basic fundamental question. Do you think this total is correct? Yes. How do you know that? Because we have written a sum function, we have taken the proper range. Excellent. Just by writing a proper range and using a sum function, do you think this grand total is still correct? No. That's the reason this is a very tough ball. It's an archer ball. You must be very careful. Let me tell you, let me take a small case study. Probably you can understand. 10 is there, 20 is there, 30 is there, 40 is there, 50 is there. When I write some function, I got 150. There is no doubt. Whenever I want to convert a number into the text, generally what I do, I can go here I'll put a single quote before the number so that it automatically converts into a text. If I convert this into a text, do you think it's going to still give 150 as an answer, or will it change it as a name error or some different error? Let me enter. When I put single quote before this, because it's a text, it ignored from my total. Very interesting. Let me put even before 40, 90. Now it has taken only the total of numbers, but not the text values. Probably you may say that, Sharon, we can easily identify that the text is by default a left alignment. I know that. But the person who want to do a fraud, he will not make evident everything. He'll make sure that nothing is catchable. So he'll simply click everything into the right alignment. If for the user looking outside, this looks like a correct data, even it is a correct formula, even this is a correct range, but when I enter, the answer is 90. You can identify that now there is a mistake because before you, I did the mistake. Before you, I converted a text number values into the text. Don't believe your eyes. Always believe the data using the validation controls. That's what the point I'm trying to tell. Just by looking into the bowler, the way how he is bowling, sometimes it looks like a simple line and length, but it can turn into an anchor. You must be very careful. Okay. So in this case, everything looks very simple for the user, but there is a very tough inside. That is nothing but the number. If that is the case, there may be even a situation if some of the values could be text values. If that is the case, I cannot trust this one. Then you must need to prepare for the error, obviously. So how you are going to face this? Don't worry. In Excel, there are a bunch of functions which can help me to identify whether a particular value is a number or a text. You take a function, one function is text. One argument is there. Let me select this argument, close bracket, enter, copy, and paste below. Very simple. There are two text values are there here. If you don't like this function, is text, probably you can try a function. Is this a number? Close bracket, enter, copy, and paste. This is telling me wherever other than numbers are part of my data. Otherwise, a very simple function is there called a T. T is a function. If it is a text, it's going to display. If it is a number, it will keep it blank. Let me enter, copy, and let me drag below. Whatever the text values, it got highlighted. There is one more function. T is basically meaning text. There is one more function called N, number. So whenever you select a value, if it is a number, it's going to give the same number as it is. But if it is a text, it's going to give you 0. So whenever I drag this, it is giving me 0 in these two cases, though there are values because these two are the text values. Even other than this case, do you know, whenever you are trying to multiply a text number with 1 or any arithmetic expression, now for example, this is a number, I know that, I multiplied into 1, my answer is 10, right? This is a text. When I multiply with 1, the result ideally should be a value error. Ideally, because when you're trying to multiply any text values, let me put 7, multiply with 1, it's a invalid argument, so it's a value error. But there is an exception, though it is a text. When you are trying to use in the arithmetic expression, this automatically converts into a number. Now let me copy and paste this. Now you try to sum this sum, there is a difference. These all 4 functions are for you to identify which are the text values, but this one to check quickly whether there is a mistake in the final result or not. But Saran, tomorrow if I have a data like this, am I need to write this formula from top to bottom just to identify whether my total is correct or wrong? Don't worry. This is what a technique in the batting I'm going to tell you that directly hits 6. Sum, let me take this range, if I just close bracket and enter, if at all any text values are there, it's going to ignore, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I will multiply each and every text value here, so that probably let me take the range so that you can understand and the defined range, right? So D4 colon D502 I have taken. Let me multiply this with 1. Now, what happened? D4 will be multiplied with 1, D5 will be multiplied with 1, D6 will be multiplied with 1, D7 will be multiplied with 1. Even if at all any text values are there in this range, that value will be multiplied with 1. If you see here carefully, when I decode, 520 is a text value because it is there in the double quotation. But because I am multiplying with 1, I am using in the arithmetic expression that 520 will automatically convert into a number. Right? Just enter. If at all there is a difference between these two, this and this, that means there are text values into my data. It is very simple. Tomorrow, if you get any data from your client, my suggestion, whenever the client is simply giving you this, you put into 1. Earlier, what was the answer? 265, 593. Now let me put into 1, enter. It is different. That means then you can start applying these, whether what are the text values which are present into my data. Otherwise, if you think both are same, then you can ignore, right? So even if any text values are presented, I request you just get a validation controls by simply keeping multiplication with 1, then you can enter. Maybe if you try this immediately at your system, some of the systems it will work, some of the systems it may not work, but by giving you a value error. In those cases, don't enter. After writing the formula, don't enter. Control Shift Enter. Execute this as an array formula. There are two types of formula we have. Normal formula, array formula. Normal formula we execute by using enter keys. Array formula we execute as a Control Shift Enter. Only use array if at all, if you directly enter, if it is not working, then you do Control Shift Enter. How do Excel know it's an array formula? Once you do Control Shift Enter, automatically there is a bracket, flower bracket before equal sign, after end of the formula will come, right? This is, I feel, one of the most toughest ball, because if as an auditor, you have to get the validity quality of the data. Let us look into the second bouncer. Bouncers are very dangerous. We think, okay, it goes above our head, but sometimes that can suddenly turn into the wicket. You must be very careful. If we touch the bat, it may be out, certainly. So very cleverly, we have to use this ball. Just now I told you what, you can take a formula. Now I'll be taking grand total. Same data set, don't worry. I'm not going to use a different data set at all. Same data set. Sum, total this. Let me take E colon E, close bracket, right? Let me take the sum. You can take from E2, from E4. What is the last cell? Last cell is basically 502. So let's take from equal to sum E4 colon E502. Is it 502? Very simple sum function. Now, immediately what you do, because just now I told you a small technique, you will just yourself verify before hitting the ball whether it is an error. So you will simply take this, you will paste here, you will try to put multiplication 1, you will enter, both are same results. Then it is not an error. So you are safe. Since you are safe, okay, you cannot just take it light, because if it is not error, it could be a different tough ball. You must be very careful. Just because I did multiplied into 1, my answer did not change in this case and this case. Can I consider my data is correct? See, error, at least you can make a difference. But when it is a bouncer, sometimes without our mind, it just touch the bat, it will just go and directly hit into the hands of the keeper or someone. You must be very careful. So I may say Still, this is not a correct answer. There may be a chance. At what instances this cannot be a correct? I'll give you another one example so that you can understand better. Let me take a small case study so that you can understand the bigger case study. Let me take the same thing. Now, what I'm going to do, I will not convert this into the text. What I'm going to do, I will select these two cells. I will select these two cells. I will go to the Home tab. I'm sure you all are aware of a functionality called merge and center or merge the cells. There are many options here. Merging is basically you can merge two cells together, right? Now I'll click this, right? This 40 also, I will click this. But it looks like because this is merge and center, this appears at the center. Now I'll select everything. If you put it left alignment, everything come towards the left alignment. When I click right alignment, everything comes towards the right alignment. Now I am going to write a formula sum K3 column K7 close bracket. All looks like same in the same column, right alignment. All values looks like all are in the K column. But once you enter, your answer is 90 only. Though 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are in the same column and right alignment. Here, the problem is not with respect to the number as a text. That's the reason, even if I copy this, if I paste here, if I multiply this with 1, even if I enter, my answer is not changing because there are no text values. The very dangerous functionality of Microsoft Excel is the merge and center. When you merge the cell, always remember the value which is part of the merged cell is always belongs to the first cell. Even if you merge a range, it belongs to the first cell, right? In this case, I merged two cells. Though this 20 look like it is in the K column, but this is actually belongs to the J column. It is actually belongs to the J column. Okay, if that is the case, how we are going to handle? So when you write the formula like this, and when you just verify whether it's an error or not, you understood that it's not an error. Then you are very lazy in playing. No, you must be very careful. Now, in these cases, what is the first question? First question is, I need to identify all the merged cells in my entire sheet. Let me select these two columns, right click and hide. If you observe carefully, there is a hidden column, right? This is a merged cell. This is a merged cell. And there are many merged cells possible. Now the question is how to find merged cells. How to find merged cells is the question. I can simply do one thing. If I ask you how to find 100 in the entire sheet, you will simply do Control F. I'll in fact do the same thing because I want to find the merged cell. But merge is not a value. Merge is a format. So I'll not write anything here, but I'll go to the format. Once I click format, it will take me into the find format pop-up. Your merge is part of alignment. If you observe here, your merge is part of alignment. Let me go to the alignment. Now, let me check this. That means I want to identify all the cells which are the merged cells. Let me click OK. Now, generally, we have an habit of Control F. Then if we write something, we want to find it, we keep on press enter. But don't do that. There is a beautiful functionality called find all. Once you click it, it's going to find all the merged cells in the entire Excel workbook. If you select your entire workbook, it's going to select entire workbook. If you select sheet, it's going to select in the entire sheet. Now, these all are the different merged cells in this entire sheet. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to select all these sheets at a time. In Microsoft Excel, the shortcut which can help us to select all the items is Control plus A. If I do Control plus A, no, I'm sorry, select one item here, Control plus A, at the back end, all the merged cells got selected. Now, what you need to do, you can change that into a different color so that from the top to bottom, now what I'll be doing, I will just select this. I will go to the data. I'll apply the filter. Then I will go here. I will filter for Okay, I'll just go here. I will filter for a color of this. That means these all are the merged cells. Now I can simply go and select unmerge. So all these items are actually belongs to this particular column. Now I'll simply use a function equal to this, copy, paste, so that your total is correct now. I hope I'm clear, right? So don't believe the merge, because merge is one of the most dangerous ball in the Microsoft Excel. You must be very careful. So there are two things which I have covered. In case of how you can escape that text, still you can get the correct answer is giving a multiplication into 1, and you can enter or control shift enter. In case of merge, use the control plus F to find those. Okay, certainly these two are tough, because until unless you know the background of it, you always will be out. Let's look into the another toughest ball I feel is Inswinger. This ball is for the manipulators. Okay, this ball is for the manipulators. I'll tell you the meaning of manipulator. When there is a formula like this, look into this data, same data I have taken, company, area, date, price, discount, net. Price is a constant value. Discount is 10% of this price. Net is this minus this. When we are trying to look this minus this, we think everything is fine. Now, when we put price here, we will try to sum. Let me make a sum, and we put discount. Let me make a discount, sum of this. Now, let me make it net equal to sum. This is what my net. Now, as I mentioned, let's cross check first of all. Is it an error? Into 1, enter, same answer. Let's put into 1, same answer. Let's put into 1, same answer. So these three are fine. So there are no text values. Let's cross check. Is it a bouncer? Control F. This is what my merge cell. Go to the alignment, click merge, click OK. I want to find in the sheet, are there any merged cells? There are no merged cells. Perfect. My data is excellent. So can I simply consider this data and use into some other output, some other input? No, because how can you simply think by just looking into the first 2-3 formulas, thinking everything is fine? If at all I want to manipulate something, probably I'll go here, I'll put plus 50. If at all I want to do manipulation, I'll go here, I'll put plus 15%. Otherwise, I'll add some 500 plus maybe 15. How can you know those type of things? Don't just believe. Just because a bowler has given 4 balls which are very known to you, the 5th ball can be the different ball. That can be an in-swinger. You may be out without any doubt. So you should get ready. Every ball looks like a very cautious ball. You must be very careful. So what I'm trying to tell here, you must be very careful whether the formula is a consistent or not. There are many ways checking whether the formula is a consistent or not. One beautiful function which introduced in the year 2013 version called formula text, right? Take this formula text, select this, enter, so that the formula will be displayed as a text. Try to understand. The formula will be displayed as a text. Now I can simply copy paste. Without taking much time, just gone through from top to bottom, whether is there any consistency or not. Oh my God, there is something where the person just added 15. Dangerous ball. Let's go down. Let's go further down. There is one more place where, though not just taking 10% discount, plus 12 also he added. Let me go one more place down. There is one more place where he has taken 25 additionally added into the discount. Maybe for this particular order, if you look into a cashier who is sitting at the cash, maybe a relative came, instead of just taking 10% discount, he added another 25 rupees, right? So let's go down. Let's go down. There is one more place. This is also an inch finger. Let's go a little down. This is also not great. Okay, so you can start identifying what is the issues out of this, right? Now let me go up. Let me go up. Now this I have applied for the discount. Let me try whether net is at least correct. Formula text, enter, copy, paste. Let's go up. I identified there is a place where he did something wrong. He added plus 25 to my final result. He added even this value to my final result. Let's come down. Even this value to my final result. Now in this case, how to overcome this type of problems is the question ideally. How to overcome this type of problem? Don't worry. Now you select this entire data because this is the place where I want to have, I request everyone, go to the last cell, Control Shift up arrow. Till here I want to take. Select the entire range where you want to write the formula. I'm again telling you from first cell till the last cell, wherever I want to write the formula, select the entire range. Equal to, what is the one you are looking for? Price into 10%. Instead of taking just D4, now what you are going to do, you can take from D4 till D502. D502. Ideally, if you are using old version, once you enter, it may give you the value error. This is I'm telling to the people who are using the old version. Because you cannot multiply 10% to all the values in one single formula, because by default, every formula is a normal formula which calculate only at once. Only array formulas can be calculated more than once in the formula. So do Control Shift Enter. Do Control Shift Enter. If you see, you have written only one formula from top to bottom. You have written only one formula from top to bottom. You have not given, you have not written a different formulas. But the advantage of this type of array formulas, I'll tell you. If at all I have prepared this data, my staff or subordinate would like to change this figure. He want to make it plus 30. Even if he's trying to enter, it will say, Mr. Saran, I am really sorry. I cannot change the part of the array. That means this entire range is one bucket. If you want to edit the entire range. If you want to ignore the entire range. Please don't change in between. I will not allow, Mr. Saran. So my suggestion to all of you, whenever you try to deal with the data where you want to write the formula into 10% or this minus this, let me write the formula even for net. I'm sorry. I think I copied. I'm sorry. Skip. Yeah. Let me insert. I want to have a net. Can you tell me what is the formula I should write now? I should take price, right? First, let me select this data entirely. Sorry. Let me select this range data entirely. Equal to, let's take the price minus, let's take the discount. Understand this size, your selection size should be same. Now don't enter. What is the thing I am telling you? Control Shift Enter. Now this is the formula standard throughout the bucket. Even if you are trying to do any change, it will simply say you that, Mr. Saran, I'm really sorry. I cannot change part of the data because this entire array is one part. Either you edit everything or delete everything or keep it as it is. You cannot change one item in between in this bucket. If at all someone did the mistake, using the formula text, you can identify. If at all you want to write the formula, avoid writing the formula like this and copy paste below, because there may be a chance people can go and manipulate this. But start writing the formula like this so that even if anyone would like to change anything, he cannot do that. That is what this particular ball is. Okay. So even the other guy is very clever giving an inch swinger, but you must be very careful with a proper hit using the formula text. Right? Wonderful. Let's go to the, obviously, when in swinger is a tough, I know even out swinger is a tough. Meaning, sometimes I'm sure even you do the same. Your subordinate will do at your office. Whenever we ask for a subtotal, they might have written like this. I have seen many people, because I deal day in and day out only the data. I've seen many people. I've seen many people who write the formula like this. Whenever they are trying to get the total of other expenses from the trial balance, they'll not take other expenses either into the pivot table or in the SUMIF function. They'll put equal sign. They keep on selecting each and every value. Now, for me, it is very difficult to know what are these values because I have to go slowly down. I have to see what are those values and so on. I cannot see all at a time. I want to see only these values. Can I filter only these values which got referred? Not possible. At least if everything referred into this particular sheet, you can identify. But if at all a person referred to the other Excel sheet, now he referred the total, which is the first sheet, Archer sheet. So very difficult for me what values he considered because in the D column, there are so many values. I'm not sure what values he has taken. Straight out, if you are not cautious, right? You must be very careful. Don't worry. Okay. We have a small trick. Okay. Our bat is having a small trick. I'll tell you the small trick to face outswingers is name box. I'll tell you the meaning of it. Don't worry. Name box is basically useful. This is the name box we call. If at all for this particular data, if you want to give a name called price, you can do that. So that next time, whenever I want to see what is the price, I can click that. This name box will get select. Otherwise, name box, if at all I want to reach to a 100th cell, instead of you going slowly down 100, where it is, what I can simply do, I will go to name box. I will type it a 100. It will automatically take there. Not only this, people think it's only for two reasons. One is to define a name. The other thing is to go to any specific cell. If I want to go to XFD 10,48,576, if I put XFD 10,48,576, let me put XFD 10,48,576. It will take to this cell if at all this cell is available. If this name is not available, it's going to create a defined name for A1 cell. How can I enter? Where it went? The last column of the Excel sheet, the last row of the Excel sheet, 10,48,576 rows are there, XFD columns are there. That is what the name box is. But not only that, A1, A10. A1, A10. Now what will happen? If I enter, it's going to select A1 cell and A10 cell together. Check it out. It has selected this and this. Now let me put A1, A3, A5. If I enter, wow, all those three cells got selected. Excellent. Now if I put here, for example, I want to go to next previous sheet. Let me copy this, Control C. Is it possible if I paste this, if I enter, it will take me to the first sheet of D4 cell? Of course, it can take. It went into the D4 of first sheet. Let's see how we can handle this. Guys, this is basically subtotal. This is also subtotal. This referred to the same worksheet. This referred to the other worksheet. Let me see the formula. This is what the formula for this. This is what the formula for this. Now my question is, it is very difficult for me to analyze this, what values has been taken. Very difficult. So even we thought of analyzing, we cannot go down. It is very difficult because so many values are there. We ignore it. Instead, what you can do, let me copy this, Control C. Let me space, Control V, remove this equal sign so that this becomes a text. I hope everyone agreed the first step. The second step, select this cell, the next cell also, because if you simply select this cell and replace anything, because you have only selected one single cell, that means for this entire worksheet it applies. Whenever you select more than one cell, whatever the replace or find will only apply to this particular range. Now let me do Control plus H. Control plus H is a shortcut for the replace. Now, since already I have taken Control F, I don't want this format related. Let me drop down clear find format, so that there is no format got selected. Now, what I want to replace, wherever there is a plus symbol, I want to replace with comma. I just kept find what? Plus. Replace with comma. What I need to do, instead of keep on replacing, let us use it replace all, so that all the plus symbols, whatever in the formula you have written, you made it as a comma. I hope everyone are clear. Let me explain you again. Whoever think I went a little faster. Control C, paste without equal sign, select two cells along with that cell, replace wherever plus symbol is there with comma, click replace all. Click replace all. Now what happened? All the plus got converted into the commas. Now Control C. Now what I need to do? Go here to the name box. Control V. Don't worry, name box you can enter even bigger name. Now if I enter, it's going to select all these cells from the same Excel worksheet. Let me click enter. Excellent. Now I will go and give a green color. Now I can go to the top. I can put the filter. I can go to the data tab. I can give the filter. Let's only filter for the color so that I understand the guy has selected these cells. 11,572. This is also 11,572. A very simple way, right? Mr. Saran, it's okay if it is in the same sheet. Will it even take to the other sheet? Let's try. Control C. Let me paste here. Control V. Now what I'll be doing, I will select these two. Control H. Replace. Right? Let me close this. Control C. I will just go here. Control V. Okay. If I enter, sorry, you must enter the valid one. Control V. 1 second. Let me take this. Control C. Let me put here Control V, right? If I hope everything is fine. Yeah, there are two items. I'm sorry. Enter. You must enter the valid reference you want to go or type valid name. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Let me take maybe 2 items or 3 items. And just for the trying sake. Let me expand this so that I can see my name box better. Control V, enter. See, it has selected. In fact, I think I might have selected a little wrong. So let me select till here. Maybe there is a limit to that. Not a problem. Control C. I'll just go here. Control V, enter. It has selected from the even other sheet accurately. Excellent. Right now, what I can do, you can simply put a filter. Just filter for only those values so that this is what the person has been selected. Okay, so this is one of the very common problem in day-to-day work whenever we are trying to see more than one particular value. Okay, this it might have not taken. The reason is because the length is maybe more. In those cases, what you can simply do, I have another technique for that to hit sixer. Because of one dot anchor, the name is bigger. Maybe let's make it simple A. When I put A, let's go to the outswinger. This entirely is A. Now what I'll be doing, I'll copy this now. I will paste here. Now let's do Control H, replace, because the total name got small. Let's go here, paste here, enter. Now it got selected everything. Now you go back and keep the name as one dot anchor. Right? If anyone having any question, please let me know. Right? So this is what the outswinger. Let's look into this. Fifth one, the very important one for the students who are part of CA course, who deal with day in and day out, so many max. Let me hide this part for the time being. Let me hide this part for the time being. Friends, this is the Income Tax Act I have taken. I have taken all the section numbers. IA, I from section 1, there is a short name, section name. And this all the section I have taken. This you can simply go to income tax website, download the index. I copy pasted here. Why this is important? Every time, whenever our client gets a notice, he send in the WhatsApp. Otherwise, we are seriously working. Then somewhere you might have referred section number 142, but you're not finding what is that section. Then you're not finding what is the section. Then we need to go to the BEAR Act. We should open it to see what is the section name. Otherwise, we need to go to Google. We should search for what is the section. Otherwise, you have to go to the income tax website to check what is the section. But every time, Excel is something which is very handy for you than anything else. If I could be in a position to store all this data into the Excel memory, then I think it is possible. How is it possible? Let me take a small data so that you can understand. This functionality is a functionality called the custom list, right? Custom list. Custom list is basically when I have a Jan, when I drag this down, how Excel is giving me automatically after Jan, Feb, March, and so on. When I put Monday, when I drag it, how Excel will automatically give me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. When I put the full form of January, when I drag it, how Excel is giving the data automatically. When I put Monday, when I drag it, how Excel is giving this data automatically. If that is the case, if you think these all are the universal fact, if that is the case, if I make Kohli, if I drag it, do you think I'll get Anushka Sharma if I drag it? No, because Excel doesn't know Kohli and Anushka Sharma are relatives. Okay, so are of course husband and wife. So Excel doesn't know because these all are the ones might have stored at the back end in the memory of Excel. If I know where is the place for this, in that place, if I can go and add a couple of other items, I think my job is simple. So later I can just put a Kohli here, then automatically I should get other name. Let us see where is this place, where all these got stored. File tab, options, advanced. Let me come down, edit custom list. Check it out. All these 4 items got stored. In fact, those got repeated. Even I'm not sure what is the reason. That may be technical mistake. Sunday short form, days full form, month short form, month full form, and so on. But you cannot edit this. You cannot edit after Jan something else because it grayed out. You cannot, there is no option here either add or delete for this. But if you observe carefully, there is an option here, new list. That means you can also create your own list, Mr. Saran. That's what it is saying. Now, let me put Kohli. Let me put Anushka Sharma. Let's say I am also considered a good friend. So, Saran Kumar. Let's say, don't mind, I'm just giving you as a small case study. Okay, let me take some other name. Let's say Shah Rukh Khan, all the friends, Shah Rukh. Let me put another name, maybe, yeah, Amir Khan or Prabhas. Let me add. Let's consider these all 5 are very good friends because it is my Excel. I am taking the session. I can be part of any celebrity group. Okay. So even my name I kept here. Let me add. It got added along with the other list. Let me click OK. Let me click OK. Now, if I put Kohli, drag it, wow, all of the names got added automatically. All of the names came automatically. Not only this, even if you drag Sharan Kumar, the remaining names will automatically come. Even if you drag Prabhas, the remaining names will automatically come either horizontally or vertically, wherever you want. Otherwise, let's say, let me drag Prabhas even towards the upside. Wow. In whatever the direction you drag it, even if you take one name, remaining names will automatically come. If that is the case, considering this logic, if I can select my section numbers from the section description, I can start adding each and every line item. You may be thinking I'm mad because Saran, there are 900 sections are there, 298 items are there, there are so many subsections are there. It is very difficult to add each and every item. Thanks to the Excel custom list, let's go to the file tab, let's go to options, you can go to the advanced, then you can go to the and you can go to edit custom list. Then let me select the date, and here you can select that range. Let me import. When I click import, it's going to ask me a very clever logical question. Mr. Saran, do you want to import each row as a item or each column as a list? In this case, I want to take each row as a separate list. If I click OK, all the 900 items will added. Check it out. Wow. Excellent. Click OK. Click OK. Now, if I go and delete this, oh my God, how I can delete? Don't worry. Let me select this. If I can drag towards right side, all descriptions will come. Suddenly you are in the middle of something. Let me open another Excel. You want to know what is the section number 120, 142. Then I can simply have IA, Income Tax Act, section 143. Let me drag this so that I'll get to know what this is. Assessment. Let's say I want to know IA section number 212. If at all it is there, let me drag it. It's got omitted. This section is not there. Section number 45. If I'm not wrong, it's a capital gain. Let me check it out. Capital gains. Not only for the income tax sections, even if you have all your client database with your client phone number, with your client email ID, just put one field, drag it, remaining things will automatically come. Your employees' data. Let's say suddenly you forget the phone number of one of the employee you want to call. Instead, searching into your phone, you can just put the employee code, drag it, automatically employee details will come. Have a master data, upload into the custom data, each row as a record, then that gets stored into your Microsoft Excel. I know the question you may be thinking, Sharan, if I store there in the custom list, if I save this, close this file, now if I open a blank Excel file, do you think that still work? Of course, because whatever you are storing in the custom list, that gets stored into your Excel application of this Excel, this computer. Obviously, if you go to the other computer and start looking into that, it will not work. As long as in your computer, this Excel application is there, that gets stored. Anywhere you can write IA-section 146. Let me drag it. It's not there. IA section 142. Let me drag this. Inquiry before assessment. This is a brand new Excel. Still, you can get the result. Not only that, let's take Prabhas. Let me drag. His friends list will come automatically. Right? So let me close without saving. This is not required. Let me open my 10 Excel productivity tools file. Right? This is what about the toughest ball I feel is the Dusra. Now you need not to remember any section numbers, any items with respect to the list. You can directly go and use the custom list. Let's go to the leg cutter. What's the meaning of it? Many times I have seen people are writing very big formulas, half kilometer. But if you look into the formula length, most of the thing they repeat because they don't have any other choice. You have to keep on repeating the same. For example, there is a date here. There is a date column here. If I want to get the financial year in Microsoft Excel, no ready-made function available. I'm sure you all are aware of it. No ready-made function is available. I'm sure you all are aware of it. So that's the reason I write any function. I want to add financial year, join with, if at all, month number is greater than 3, month number is greater than 3, then year, take year complete, hyphen, text, use the text function to get the last 2 characters of the year. So that this hyphen next year last 2 digits. Otherwise, that means if it is not greater than 3, that means it is less than 3. I have to take last year, join with hyphen, next current year, last 2 digits. But if you look into this entire formula, guys, year function I have used 2 times. Text function I have used same text function 2 times. Because of that, my formula length went very up, very big, and also very confusing. Then, if this is the case, some of the cases, within nested function, we write another function, and so on. Oh my God, very, very difficult to face that ball. Okay, suddenly it can cut. Okay, maybe if you suddenly miss somewhere giving a close bracket because we are not sure, enter, out, clean bold. Okay, otherwise maybe you can give a catch. So how to handle this type of thing? Thanks to the latest version of Microsoft Excel, they introduced a function called let. In fact, the let is there in the VBA. Even the let is there in Excel as a function. Even the let statements are there in the Power also. We call as a letting statements. Let is there in the Power Query. Why I kept in the lowercase? Because in the Power Query, it's a case sensitive language. Right? In the VBA, let means, let's say, generally we use the word called let. Let's say something and so on. What's the meaning of let here? In the VBA, in the let statement, we save the variables. In the Power Query, also in the let statement, we save the variables, all the steps. Exactly the same thing is there even in Microsoft Excel. If you are using the latest version, there is a function called let. What this function, I'll tell you in a very simple way. Name. Let me give the name as X. What is the value you want to allocate for this X? 10. Now let me give the name Y. What is the value you want to allocate Y? By the time it reaches Y, it already know what is the meaning of X. So let me give X, comma, the final calculation which I want to express is X plus Y, close bracket. Try to understand very carefully. I am allocating a name called X for this value 10. Okay, for 10, I am storing 10 as an X. Otherwise, I am storing this value 10 with the name called X at the back end. I am storing X. X means by this time already X should have a meaning because X is 10. This X I am storing as a Y. Finally, I want to have a calculation. What is X plus Y? X means 10. Y is nothing but X. X means 10. So X plus Y, 10 plus 10, my answer is 20. Try to understand. You can store either a value or even a formula or even another biggest array also. Considering this, concentrate carefully, everyone. Very important concept I'm covering. Very important concept I'm covering. Equal to let. I want to have a name. What is the name I'm looking for? Let's say CY, meaning current year. Yes or no? I'm going to put a function here called year of this. It's going to store the year with the name called CY. Let me give last 2 digits of anything, right? So what I'm going to do, 2 digits. Okay, that is nothing but YY, comma. Otherwise, let me keep this as YYYY. When it is y, you can take it year. When it is y, I want only 2 digits, for which I want to take a function called text. Let's take the text function. This value, give me in the digit YY. YY is a code actually. YY is a code. Okay. So full year, this is last 2 digits. This year result, I am storing into YY variable. Otherwise, without confusing, let me put as a X, a simple character. Let me keep this as a Y. Because even Y, if you think you can confuse, put B. For this, let me put A. A means 4-digit year. B means 2-digit year. Right? Comma. Now I want to write a formula. If, let's have a month function. If month, let me also store the month instead of writing directly the if function. For that, let me give M as a variable. M is nothing but the month. Close bracket. The backend, A variable is having a year, B variable having last 2 digits of this year, M variable is having the month number. Now I can directly write the formula. If M is greater than 3, M is greater than 3, M is nothing but the month number. If M is greater than 3, what do you want? I want current year hyphen next year. How you can get the current year? I can get the current year A. A is nothing but the year in 4 digits. Join with. How you can get the next year? Join with hyphen. Next year, I can take it B plus 1. Why I can say B plus 1? Because B may give the last 2 digits. I can say it plus 1 so that I can reach to the next year last 2 digits. Try to understand. Next year, last 2 digits. Concentrate. Now my formula became very simple. If M is greater than 3, A join with B plus 1. Otherwise, can you tell me? A minus 1, because I want to take the previous year. Join with current year 2 digits. That is nothing but the B. Close bracket. Now, if I can just put into a proper programming one, if I want to get a line break, what I'm going to do? Alt enter. When you put Alt enter, you can get a line break. Now let me put the line breaks properly so that you can see each and everything very carefully and in a simplest way. Now check it out, guys. I simply stored A is nothing but the year, B is nothing but the last 2 digits, M is nothing but the month. Wherever I want to use these items, now I'll use A, B, M. I'll simply ask a question. If M is greater than 3, then simply take A, join with B plus 1. Otherwise, A minus 1, join with B. Simple. So let me even put this in the bracket. Even without bracket, that's fine. But to make it more simple. Now my if function is over. Let me close even my let function. Right? I hope I'm clear. If anyone having any question, probably you can put in the question and answer. Let is one of the most beautiful function. Even you can put very bigger formulas here where you feel a formula is getting repeated. Instead of every time using here, henceforth I can use A, simple A. On top of everything, you can put FY space. FY, enter. Now let me enter this, copy and paste. If I want the format of FY, then what I'll be doing, I will take FY space join, enter, so that you will get into the same financial year. If you ask me, I feel this is more confusing than this because it is very clear. Anyone can understand what I'm doing. Anyone can understand what I'm doing because I am trying to join FY space text. I am storing in the memory of Excel. Here is A, last 2 digits as B, month as M. If M is greater than 3, take A hyphen next year. If M is less than or equal to 3, then take A minus 1 hyphen current year 2 digits. Excellent. This is what the one I am trying to tell you one of the very important let function. This eliminates so many nested functions. I've seen, in fact, in my practical work, when I deal with automation assignments, earlier we used to write before this let function because sometimes you don't have any option except repeating the same. Because this, otherwise, if let is not there, this is the only option. But unnecessarily check it out. Here you have written year and year, two times. Waste. Text also you have written year and year, same. Why we need to do that? I can directly store with a simple name called A, simple name called B. I think my job is over, right? This is the way you can face this particular ball. Otherwise, many a times, if formula is very big, it is, I'm sure at one or other place you will get an error while completing the formula. Even for the reviewer, reviewing this formula is very difficult. But for the reviewer, reviewing this formula is very simple. Let's go to the Googly. I'm sure you all are waiting for this. We as a finance professionals deal with the currency data, deal with the share price data day in and day out, especially when you are preparing the financial modeling, when you are valuing a company, or when you want to compare the figures, even for the transfer pricing, or maybe some analysis purpose, we need to have the stock market data. Then immediately what we do, we take particular company, we take particular company, we go to money control website or Google or Yahoo Finance, and we'll paste it so that we'll get the price, we'll copy paste. But tomorrow, if I want to get the price, again tomorrow you have to go copy paste. Day after tomorrow, copy paste. If I want for 20 days, 20 different dates, very difficult job. Googly out. If our boss is giving this work, we take at least 2 days to complete. Thanks to Microsoft Excel stock history function. What this stock history function does, this is part of latest version, equal to stock history. You just need to give the stock, but whatever the code you want to give, it should be as per the stock exchange. You cannot give whatever the code you want. Now let me take this stock, comma. I want the start date for which you want the pricing. This is what the date, comma. Do you want any end date? I don't want to give any end date. Leave it. Only for this day I want. Do you want daily? Yes, comma. I don't want any header. So 0, because header in the sense date, price. I don't want any headers, comma. What do you want out of this? Do you want the date along with the date close value or open value, high value, low value, volume? I just want the close value. That's all. Close bracket. Now for the SBI, State Bank of India, for this particular date, I want the close value, enter. For your information, your internet has to be connected. And automatically, whenever you use stock history function, there is a disclaimer on the top which appeared. If I can click this disclaimer, there is one message which appeared. Mr. Saran, this data is coming from the Refinitiv website, Refinitiv server. Microsoft is capturing. Refinitiv is the subsidiary of, if I'm not wrong, Reuters company. Okay, then these all are the stock exchanges it covered. Excellent, right? And also it has given the time delay. For US stock exchange, it's a real time. And for Indian stock exchange, 5 minutes gap is there. For some of the stock exchange, if you see, for United States of America and XNASB, NASDAQ, it is real time, right? For Indian stock exchange, if you see, if you can see the India, Bombay Stock Exchange and NSE, for Bombay Stock Exchange, 15 minutes time gap is there. For National Stock Exchange, 5 minutes time gap is there, right? So it's most accurate and real-time data. But I want to copy paste this data. I want to use properly my references. I can just put a dollar symbol before B because I want to give a dollar symbol before 3 because even if I copy paste this formula below, 3 rows should not change. I want to give the dollar symbol for A because even if I copy paste this formula towards right side, A column should not change. So enter, copy, paste horizontally, paste vertically. I'm sure you may find value error because on the day in which if trading is not there, this particular day there is no trading. That's the reason it's a value error. What I'll be doing, I'll take today minus 10 days. I can just put it today minus 10, right? This plus 1, sorry, this plus 1 so that next day will come. Copy paste. I got till tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow you don't have. So whenever value error is coming, probably on top of it, I may write one more function. If at all this is an error, just give me blank. Excellent. Check it out. Tomorrow you come back. I'm sure this will get filled. Today, if you want to try, okay, I don't know why today, because today's data had to come, it seems probably that's the reason it is not giving. Otherwise, you should get the value here, right? So this is the way, oh, is it? Yeah, this is the way it gives you the data. It gives you the data. Not only this, even you can try with stock exchanges also, sorry, currency also. Sometimes, especially when you're trying to file the income tax return for ESOP cases, or whenever you are dealing with a currency, whenever any organization dealing with a currency other than the reporting currency, then you'll find a lot of problem like this. Then without going anywhere, either XC website or RBI or any portal, you can directly write a stock history function and you can get your result automatically, right? Now, no more Google, no more RBI website, no more money control. Your Excel is everything. So we even faced Googly very easily. Now, this is actually very slow ball. Sometimes this is also very dangerous. He might have given 5 balls with a speed, big, very high speed. Then suddenly last ball he may give slow because we were in the impression that he's going to give the same speed ball. So I'll maybe front foot or I maybe full toss, but it may be very slow that may go out of my bat. Then let's look into this case study. As you know, when you refer to the external Excel workbook, you will get the entire path of that one. I'm sure you all know about it. I'm sure you all know about this. Even this one, the entire path you'll be finding, the entire path you'll be finding, the entire path you'll be finding. If it is referring into the same Excel workbook, same sheet, there is no problem because I can easily identify. But when you are referring to the external Excel workbook, then there is a problem. And if you want to see all these links, you can go to the data. There is a thing here called workbook links. Earlier, it used to be a pop-up message. Now it is like a workbook like this. If you want, you can open that. If you want break all the links, you can break it. If you click break all the links, these all will convert into copy paste special values. This is a small update recently. If you are using the old version, a pop-up message will appear whether to break the link or to see what is the file and so on. But what I'm trying to do, let me copy this link. Let me do Control C. Let me paste here. Let me paste here. This is what the path is. This is what the path is. But I want to paste all the path. Is it possible? Is there any way I can paste all the path? No. No, there is no option. Paste all the path. It is just copying only one path. If that is the case, when you are dealing, especially the forensic assignments, most of the time, the name of the files from where it referred itself can be an evidence. I still remember in one of the forensic audit, I found the files because whenever we are trying to ask the files, the accountant is saying those type of files are not available. But when you look, when there is a link, the link can give you that there may be a C drive, there is a username with the called maybe MD of the company. In that, there may be a folder called personal, there may be a folder called adjustments. In that, there may be an Excel file. Probably he might have given link to that. So that can be a very good evidence for us. But if I want to get all the links, then what I need to do? Maybe all are here now. Maybe in this entire Excel workbook, there could be 10, 15 links. If I want to get all the links at a time, don't worry. What I'm going to do, I will go to the formulas, concentrate carefully. I will go to define the name. I will give here all links. There is a function, not Microsoft Excel function, but macro 4.0 function. Don't go much technicality of this. What is macro 4.0 and so on. Macro 4.0 is basically a macro functional based language before the Visual Basic Editor introduced it to the world. However, that still work. Let me take a function called links, open bracket, close bracket. Let me show you again for all of you who ever missed. I'll go to the formulas. I'll go to define the name. I will give here links. Otherwise, you can put it all links. You must remember this name, whatever you kept. All links. Now, I don't want to refer this to anywhere. I just want to write a function called links. Okay. Now, if I put equal to links is a defined name. If I enter, all the links appeared one after other row wise. I want to get everything one below other. Let me use a function called transpose so that I can find all these items one below other. Did I spend any time? No. Let me explain you again. I know this is very important for the people who do the audit. I went into the defined name. I've taken a name here. I've written a function. Let's go to the name manager. I've taken a, let me edit this. I've taken a name called all links. Any name you can take it. I just written a function called equal to links, open bracket, close bracket. That's all. That means anytime I can use this all links. All links is a defined name. I can use in my formula. Let me click OK. Now, whenever I use all links, automatically grab all the links of my Microsoft Excel workbook file. It need not be into the same sheet. In the entire Excel workbook, let it be 100 sheets. From all the sheets, whatever the links are there, all links appeared one below other. Because mine is the latest version, it came like this. In your case, if you want to get all the list, then select this path, Control Shift Enter, right? So that it come as an array. Since mine is the latest version, it automatically spilled the values. For example, just as an example, if probably I can right click and I can make this as a sample. Let me open this file. Let me open this file. I'll not take much time, maybe another 10 minutes as promised. Let's say 10 is there. Now let me go here and let me refer to this 10. Let me close this file by saving. Automatically you got the path. Now this path also should come here. Don't worry, just go enter. Automatically this path appeared here. That's the way you can get all the links. People have an habit of giving links to different Excel workbooks, but they don't break it before closing the file. So if that is the case, even if any fraudster can refer to his personal Excel workbooks, adjustment files, he cannot escape out of this. He can give a very slower ball to you, but you know how to handle it. I know what you may be thinking. Since Sharon time is very less, so he skipped 9th tough ball. Probably he cannot face it. Okay, I know. I know 9 is not there because 9th ball is really tough. Is there any file to unhide here? Oh my God. 9 is not at all there. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the files. If at all any sheet I want to unhide, nothing is there. In fact, let me see into my PPT. What is the ninth ball? How it can escape from me? Let's go here. It's a flipper. Hide and seek. Oh, 9th is actually a hide and seek. Okay. So that's the reason it is also doing hide and seek with me. Don't worry. Sometimes, even if you see unhide, nothing is there. Because whenever you hide any particular sheet, then you right click, you will find unhide. I can click this. If nothing is there in the unhide, that means there is no sheet at all. Is it? That's what the tough ball I'm talking about. Don't conclude that. Let's go to the developer. Let's go to the Visual Basic. Here, how many items are there? 10 sheets are there. Yes, there is a 9th ball here. There is a ninth ball for which I want to have the properties. So let me click VBA project properties. Not this, I'm sorry. Let me right click. I want to have, where is the name of it? Let me right click. Okay, 1 second. Let me go to view tab. I want to get the project explorer properties window is there. Wonderful. So let me give the properties window here. This is properties of every item what you select. I did not do anything for your information. Let me tell you again. I went into the developer tab. I went into the Visual Basic. Otherwise, you can use a shortcut Alt F11. Let me click this. Then whenever you select any sheet, that particular object related all the properties you can find. Whenever I click this particular object, last item is very important. Visible. Excel sheet visible. This is a visible sheet. This is a visible sheet. This is a visible sheet. Let me go and hide eighth one. Let us see what will be there. Eighth one. What is this? Excel sheet hidden. That's the reason, even if I go and right click and hide, let me click OK, it automatically comes. But there is one more sheet I can see here. This 9 flipper is not there here. Unhide, it's not possible. But because whenever I go here, the property of that visibility is Excel sheet very hidden. We always know visible, hidden, because we unhide, hide. We never know there is a concept called very hidden. If I don't want a particular sheet to be deleted, but I don't want the user should see this particular sheet, then I can go to my developer tab and I can make it visible. Let me make it visible. Now let me close it. Let me close it. It's there. Don't worry. So we have three concepts: hide, very, unhide, very hidden. Hide and unhide is possible from here. Very hidden. Now I want to, okay, I told you how to unhide even very hidden sheet. But I'll tell you how to make it very hidden. You need not to go to the developer now. You can simply go to the developer. Okay, you need not to go to Visual Basic. Simply go to the developer tab. You are in the 9th sheet, right? Are you finding there is an option here called properties? Click this. This is exactly the same properties. Now I'll just say Excel sheet very hidden. Let me click this. Gone. Gone. Your 9th sheet is gone. Even if you right click unhide, you cannot identify. You may be thinking you can go to the properties, you can go to this. No, you'll not find it because it's only give this particular sheet related properties. And what do you need to do? You should go to the Visual Basic, then go to that particular sheet. Then, okay, you need to give the properties window. I want this visible should be Excel sheet visible. Just close it, open it. So the bowler can think he is a genius, okay, but you all are the students of ICI. You are much genius than anyone else. Let's come to the last ball, which can create nonsense when we deal with the data, because when the data is messy, then always we are a little disturbed. I'm sure many of you may be knowing how to hit the reverse swing, but let me tell you, sometimes when you get the data, you may need to download the data in this format, but I want to convert this into the regular format. Your data already into which format? YYYY, MM, sorry, yeah, YYYY, MMDD. Now I want to convert this into regular date format. How to do that? Don't worry. You can go to the data tab, go to text to column. Don't do anything. Just click next, next. You have an option called date. It is having all the combinations, all 6 combinations in which your date can be available. You just need to tell to the Excel, this date is already in which format. It is in Y, then D, M format. So let me put Y, sorry, it is in a YMD format. YMD, where it is? Yeah, this is YMD. You just need to select it is in which format. It automatically taken care. It will convert into the regular format. Wonderful. Right? Though it's a reverse swing, very simple hit. Maybe this is little tough. Whenever you download anything from the ERPs or external data, that that will come into a format, not your system format. If you look into my system, it is DD, YYYY. If you look into the file which I downloaded, it is into DD, YYYY. But actually, the meaning of this particular date is May 4th. But because my system format is DDMM, it converted into April 5th. But since Excel cannot convert this into the month because month cannot be more than 12, it converted into the text. That's the reason it is left alignment. This is a date. That's the reason right alignment. Even if this is the ball, can I hit easily? Of course. The same technique what I told you earlier. Let's go to text to column. Let's go to next, next. Give to the Excel, what is the format? It is already in MDY. So this is month, this is D, this is Y. When you select MDY, it automatically convert into your system format. Click finish. Now, though it is looking like April 5th, though it is April 5th as per the system, but whenever you said this is in MDY format, it automatically convert into DMY format. That is what my system format is. Right? So those small tricks, but I am 100% sure if situation come, you will get to know how important these tricks are. If you are not sure how to face it, you are out. That can be even done. Yeah, I am done. In fact, sir, I have taken only 1 minute. Kapil, sir.
Sure, sir, sure.
Any questions, sir? You want to read up or you want me to open that? Kapil, sir, any question?
So most of the queries you have already covered during your session.
Yeah. There is a question. How do we freeze the pane in Excel? It's very simple. For example, if I go down, my headers are not coming. Then you can just go here, go to the view tab. Probably you can click freeze pane, click. That's all. Right? Okay. So I think remaining all questions, mostly I might have taken. Yes, sir. I think I am done. So I just would like to tell the people, I'm going to share this if at all you are having any option to share the file. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's all, sir. That's all.
Thank you so much, Saran sir. Thank you so much. Now I propose formal vote of thanks. Good evening, everyone, to the one and all present here. Honorable SSC Chairman CA Mangesh Kindre sir, respected Vice Chairman CA Sridhar Mupala sir, CA Saran Kumar Yu, learned speaker for the day, Alok sir, Secretary SSCB, and all the participants present here. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all the dignitaries. On behalf of the SSCB Board of Studies Operations of ICI, I extend a warm welcome to the students present online in the webinar from across the world in very large numbers. I would like to express my gratitude to the dynamic speaker of the session, CAU Saran Kumar sir, for his presence and valuable contribution to make this webinar a grand success. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank you for your inspiring and encouraging session and for enhancing our knowledge by wonderful and informative session. I would like to inform that recording this webinar will be available on ICI DLH platform and ICI YouTube channel, which can be viewed later too as per means. I must thank all the SSCB team, volunteers for working hard to make this series of webinars successful day by day. I congratulate all the participants for their active participation. Thank you everyone once again for making this live webinar a great success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.